got to be something that makes us shiver in our timbers, right?
And we don't do that these days, man. We don't shiver, man. It's just the same old shit. It's not like they're making any new stars anymore, and that's
If
the
you want to
damn
shiver,
struggle of it all. God
sit in
damn
cold
it, we
water.
can't.
All right, fucking withdrawal
We
or
can't.
something. You're not gonna get that out of here. All
We're
right.
struggling
Do you guys
from. Talk to me, PCF.
do you guys remember Andrade?
He said all
Me
the letters.
neither.
I blame Charlotte for that.
Me neither.
Me
Con
either.
el jugo, and,
Nah,
and
but
then my
Carlito's
man is
back.
recovering. My man's recovering. You know what I'm saying? Like, I blame Charlotte.
Man.
She milking him. She working him.
Se le tomó el juguito.
Nah, there's something big for Andrade. I just wonder what angle they're gonna go with, because he has to come back, and when he comes back, it has to be a crazy push.
Let's
You know what
wait
I
till
mean?
Carlito finishes these 2 weeks first, and then we talk about bringing back Andrade. Let's see how Carlito does in his tryout.
Well,
'Cause
Vic,
if
you
he-
made a great point. Making superstars, pushing talent, right? And that's been a
Facts.
conversation that's been happening throughout the wrestling world for the last couple of weeks, especially when it's highlighted that the talent being pushed right now in the main card that just came from NXT like yesterday, they're all in their mid-30s. Sure, this is true. But this means, for me, what I look at that as is like, this should be the product should be that much better, because you're dealing with veterans that are getting put in the starter minutes, right? They're getting put in the limelight. So if
Right.
anything, the product should elevate. They paid their dues tenfold. It's not a problem with that, but you need to build the next crop of talent. And you know what? The E is not there to build the next crop of talent. If you want to look at the next crop of talent, you need to watch NXT, right? You need to watch a product like Impact Wrestling. Make sure to catch both our NXT pre-show and our Impact pre-show for No Surrender this weekend. For Vengeance and No Surrender this weekend. Check out the pre-shows where
Be
we
out
tell you
there.
exactly what's going to happen. I'm telling you, we got the juice. You want to
The
know
bad
what the
guys
scoop
on the
is?
grind, man. The bad
That's
guys doing
right.
no nice things all
You're
day.
going in the
every day.
grinder.
No nice things.
The
Bro.
grinder. Wow, I missed that one. Yeah, man.
That's a
You
different
could
thing.
tell these guys they're making desperate grabs at people. Like the reach for Bad Bunny is real. Like
I don't think
they
that's inspiration. I think that's smart business. I
it
don't think
is
that's
smart
inspiration.
business, but
It moves the needle.
We're back
Yo,
to Bad Bunny.
why was Liberace singing in WrestleMania 1? Like, why?
We're back to Liberace.
Liberace had to do with wrestling. You know what
we gotta
Liberace
come
has to
back
do?
to one.
When you talk about Liberace, you talk about performance, you talk about legendary, you talk about an experience, right? You talk about prestige, and that's exactly what it means. When you bring the #1 recording artist in the world, Craig, in the world, that says something.
Friday series.
Everybody has to talk about it.
Yo, his
Because
album,
it's the #1.
the title on his album says it all. Yo hago lo que me da la gana.
That's right.
Bad Bunny
Facts.
is the fucking man,
Facts.
bro. And this man
Like-
is bringing new eyes to
Yo,
the
I
product.
hate y'all,
Listen,
yo.
Shout out to
Listen,
the
like
Latin
it's-
community, baby, because that's what it's all about. Latinos. Latinos
Latinos.
united. Latinos stand up.
So talk to me
Listen,
about
this
his
Cheetos
boy
commercial,
Damian
They
Priest.
have to weigh
Because
ya.
he
They
did-
have to weigh ya.
Oh, that was the Super Bowl.
That was the Cheetos. Nah, that was the Super Bowl.
Oh.
That's been out. Because Cheetos know the deal. Shout out to Cheetos.
Man, I don't
Shout
watch
out to Cheetos.
I need to watch more commercials. I get upset when I get commercials.
So you
Yo,
mentioned
you know what's
Damian Priest. Well, talk to me. What about Damian Priest?
Let's talk about
commercials.
Damian Priest.
No. Let's talk about commercials real quick. All right, because sometimes you gotta watch commercials for them to tell you, yo, like this is some legit shit. Like, yo, check this out, right? Like, because people put their names out there for people. You know what I mean? And you're like, yo, you back quality, right?
Ooh.
That's what commercials are. And so
Ooh.
that's how we feel here about Foco.com, baby. Get that officially licensed merch out here on Foco.com. You hit them with the HPC 10 because the bad guys, sometimes there's no nice things. HPC 10, you put that in the promo code box and we'll give you some percentage off. You got to check it out to find out, baby. Do some math. Foco.com.
And they're coming out with the Bad Bunny
Foco.com.
bobblehead soon. Watch.
Ooh,
You're
baby.
gonna jump on.
Ooh, baby.
You're gonna jump on the
And
Bad Bunny
yes,
shit. Watch.
Yo, Danny understands why I'm excited for this weekend. Danny understands why my wife might be mad at some point this weekend. He understands because you have the main event, Pete Dunne versus Finn Balor.
Europe, stand up. man.
Oh
Fine.
man, but
JP's
you know
pants.
we're gonna talk about
Stand
that.
up.
We're gonna talk about that at the pre-show. You know what I mean? We'll leave that for pre-show.
Yo, we gonna spin back to you see commercials, baby. We back
Commercials.
quality. We back
Commercials.
quality out here. Pre-show. Hit us up with the
La
kings
Mega
of the
Survey,
pre-show.
1000.
All right, back. So now we were talking about promising young talent, I believe.
Ooh, okay. And you mentioned Damian Priest. You mentioned Damian Priest.
Tell him, JP.
You know, I have a question for y'all.
Yeah.
Who
We
is
come on
Damian
this
Priest?
platform. We use the God gifts from the earth, this platform, this venue that we have right here to really speak about what we think about the business, what's going on, what we like, what we don't like, right? And we've come here time after time upset about talent that flourishes in other products, other forums, as well as NXT, and then they come to the main card, and it's right. And you have Damian Priest being pushed up, and it's working. It looks good, and it's great. What's the difference? What did they do right when it comes to pushing Damian Priest?
You know, I'm gonna point out the elephant in the room, and part of it is that we like Bad Bunny, right? Duh. So, like, that's one of the top things is that they picked someone like really relevant, really young, like really like in tune. So it picked up, you know, because we're so young and relevant. We got our fingers on the pulse, and if you didn't know, you should have been there. So Bad Bunny was there. Bad Bunny was a big deal, and we knew that coming down the pike. So now that it's happening, it's kind of like, come on, dog. It's right
I
there.
told you so.
You see, I also believe though, there's one thing that we definitely haven't mentioned. You know what I mean? I think it's part also because the man is talented. And we have to recognize that we have right now on Raw itself and SmackDown, Damian Priest is training in Monster Factory. So is another main eventer by the name of Sheamus. So is another talent that's being pushed to the main event by the name of Matt Riddle. Monster Factory here in Jersey. Here in Jersey. Likes of the Big Show as well. So many legends.
Sheamus passed by.
We've been there. That's what I said, Sheamus. We've been there. We went to a training at Monster Factory. We understand what it is. That is why right now Damian Priest.
Legends. Yeah,
Damian Priest, he took the baton and he's running with it. Yeah, Bad Bunny's definitely highlighting it. Because guess what? If you're a Bad Bunny fan, that's who he's cool with, I'm going to like him. But let's not forget, Damian Priest is a talent, folks. And I'm one. Listen, I'm one. I like this indie stuff. I was skeptical about NXT stuff. And it wasn't until after he worked with Johnny Gargano that after that, he's been on a springboard, bro. And he hasn't looked back. Like, the man is doing work in the ring. I'm excited every time he performs. And sky's the limit, man. Sky's the limit right now.
Let's see. What other prominent young stars can we talk about here?
Keith Lee is someone I'm really excited about. And like, I know we just had an episode where we talked about young. And
right.
You know what I mean?
And not like, so young.
We're talking about not so young, but like, that's what the landscape looks like. Like, that's what it is. You know, there are other guys younger that just don't. They're like, who is out there? Who's a young guy out there? Anybody? Tell me, somebody. Who? That you can be like, yo, is a draw. Can't like, yo, Keith Lee at his age, sure, whatever.
Matt Riddle.
But he's a good, like, yo, he's a good fucking piece to the puzzle, baby.
Listen,
like,
all the older talent that they're pushing up on the main card is actually working when you compare it to somebody like Ricochet. But they have nothing for him. They have nothing for Ricochet. We got so excited when Ricochet came over. We popped. Just like Ricochet, we popped, right?
Just like him.
You know what I'm saying? And we have nothing. We have nothing. But we can't say that about Matt Riddle. We can't say that about Keith Lee, right? And we can't say that about a name that Danny. We can say that about Aleister Black. A name that, but Aleister Black is a little younger than all of them. But either way, a name that Danny just pointed out. Karrion Kross, where there's talks that they already want to bring him to the main event product, which is why they had him step up to Edge at NXT, right? And you talk about selling tickets. You put Karrion Kross with Scarlett On the main roster?
Money.
You just want to watch Scarlett.
Probably.
Nah, but
Probably.
like
Dollar signs.
yo,
Ching
but
ching.
Karrion Kross right now is in a storyline with a cruiserweight. So
Yeah.
and hey,
Yeah, I like that.
hey,
I like that.
hey, my guy.
But
yo.
hey,
But
and
Yeah,
remember,
keep on
there's
him.
backstory to that. There's history to that. Karrion Kross and Hijo de Fantasma, Lucha Underground, they have some shit
Triple
going
A,
on.
yeah.
You know what I mean? AAA, like there's some backstory to that. And that's not the end all be all, mischief. Come on now, let's not be naive. He could go up to Raw next week. It don't matter. He already faced off against Edge. He already told Edge, you need to come to me.
Yo,
He already said that. And Edge is like,
Don't-
you got to give me a reason to come back.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yo, how many people? It's amazing how many people Edge gave the rub to last week. If you think about it, being on Raw, NXT, and
Talk
SmackDown.
to Beth Phoenix about that.
And for free.
Hey,
didn't
for
charge a single
free.
But that's the way to do it, right? Just like Derrick Rose coming to the Knicks, it's about leadership, mentoring the young talent, putting them over.
How about this?
That's what the idea is all about.
How about this? Just play with this for a second, even though like it'll never happen. But play with
it
this.
out.
What if Karrion Kross surprises Edge and like that's the beef, like in an in-between kind of thing between here and WrestleMania? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
and then you get Beth Phoenix coming out because Scarlett gets involved. Remember, Scarlett can wrestle. Let's not forget, she can wrestle.
I'm not even like to be honest, real quick, like I don't even give a fuck about that. Like just Karrion Kross and Edge. You're absolutely right. Yeah, Scarlett and Beth, that'll be fun. That'll be cool. I like that's secondary to me. That'll be dope.
Oh, no, of course.
But the Karrion Kross Edge thing could just happen out of nowhere. Again, it's another thing that doesn't need much storyline because Karrion Kross is chaotic, and that's what the roster is missing, right? Like you need like the Steve Austin that's just gonna be like reckless, like they'll surprise.
You need the Dean
like,
Ambrose.
You need the Dean Ambrose to a degree, right? Like you need that kind of like firecracker that's just gonna be like, yo, you don't disrespect me, dog. And like that's it. I don't care what you're doing, yo, because like he could think about that, right? Like. What if at Fastlane he comes out and he's like, yo, you don't disrespect me, dog. Bang. And like, yo, whatever.
Time's up.
Your
time's up.
Done.
What if Edge faces Karrion Kross and he puts his WrestleMania opportunity on the line and Karrion Kross defeats him to go to Mania?
Instant push
to face McIntyre.
That's the thing, right?
Long way.
Look what you just said, PCF. To face McIntyre, because you can't push that to Roman Reigns.
Oh, no, you can't.
Don't kill him either.
Nah, you know what I mean? It's a guy that's still not on the main card, right? The rumors are that they want to push him.
But Karrion could give good.
Oh no, he's great. That's what I'm saying. Like when we talk about this older talent that they're pushing to the main card now, yes, they're older than you would expect, but what you're seeing is that they're actually able to carry the ball. They're working with what they're giving them. Yo, think about everything Keith Lee has gone through.
It just so happens that
think about everything that Matt Riddle has to go through, and then he's talking about I'm toasted right now. He's talking about I'm toasted right now, Raw.
They're seasoned vets,
yeah, away with that shit.
Yeah, they're seasoned, man. They good. They good. They know what they're doing.
They veterans. They veterans. So that means that they can carry the segment. They can do the best of what they give them, right?
Because Danny Cage, bro. Danny Cage season him up,
Danny
bro.
Cage.
Shout out to Danny Cage.
The foundation is always important, folks, when it comes to constructing any monument. The foundation, folks.